Pound neutral, I'm not worried about that, but Aussie, bottom of the pile, I want to be short in the Aussie. Going long here will give me that. Right at 61%, retracement, structure coming in there. This is the area I'm going to look for long. So hopefully I can get on a Monday, nice retracement. Hi everyone, welcome back to another trading day. It's Monday, 9 September 2024. Today I'll be trading long on the US, the Swiss and the yen, short the Aussie, the Euro and the New Zealand dollar. Let's go for the dollar index, finding support on the news on Friday, bouncing heavily off the support level. They didn't even really get to the support level, which is a little bit worrisome. But okay, this means it could just only be retesting that. But the news was definitely there, and that was more dollar bullish than bearish. So we could see a retest. This will be the coup de grace of this whole reversal here. If it turns out to be a reversal, it will close back above that support level there, which will then fail the resistance. So if it closes back above there, we could see another run up the page. But for now, I still need to stay short on the larger time frames. That intraday charts now has turned quite bullish on the dollar. I'll show you later on the charts. But at this stage, if I look at daily charts or weekly charts, I have to stay bearish on the dollar. But on the intraday, which is usually a leading indicator, not always, but most of the time it's a leading indicator telling me that the short-term, the long-term, short-term and medium-term will change in the next week or two. But looking at the rankings here, you'll see that the dollar has gone from the bottom space here in the red zone completely up to the green zone during the weekend or since Friday up to now. So now I have to stay intraday. On my 4 hours and lower time frames, I'll have to stay dollar bullish. Putting pressure on gold, so I had this beautiful gold entry there and this one here. All the technical screaming that gold must go up here. And now the dollar does this, and we'll put pressure on gold. Well, I'll just stay with the positions. I've got the bullish engulfing, the halfway mark there. I've got the hammer candle there, $2 or $3 or $4 underwater. I'm not going to worry about it, but I won't add. I won't do anything else. I would like to see from here on now a new high before I'll do anything more, because this is going really sideways now. I was very excited that gold is holding the new all-time high, but it's really not doing much with that. Usually it spikes, fails, but this one holds. So that's why I'm so bullish in gold. But at this stage with the stronger dollar, that will put pressure on it. But guys, one news event or two news events doesn't change a bigger time frame trend. So this could be a little bit of an intraday strength for a day or two and just see it from there on weakening again. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Bitcoin finding a little bit of a bid during the weekend after selling off crazy with the rest of the markets on Friday, but Saturday and Sunday catching a little bit of a bid. But this is definitely not giving us any buying opportunities. I see all the crypto space is finding a little bit of a bid over the weekend, most likely a little bit of profit taking. Anyone that would have shorted this would be shorting at the resistance levels, definitely taking some profits on a nice run like that. Not something I will do. So no buying opportunities here for me except for my dollar averaging on a monthly basis. Aussie CAD, I gave you the short and the bearish engulfing. It scared us like crazy, making a new low now. So looking good at this stage. Definitely get stop to entry wherever you got into the trade. Just don't lose money on this stage. So we're looking good. So whatever that entry, your stop would be there, and this entry stop would be there, but just don't lose money. Okay, that was scary enough. I won't add to this on the bearish engulfing. It looks crazy. We have set our target down here at the 90 levels. So let's keep going with this. If this can make a new low, I will then trail the stop loss. And if you're nervous, if you feel like, oh, this is tense, you can take this long upper shadow plus about 15 pips and trail the stop loss there. That will be higher than that. But right, I'm just marking the level there. That puts you slightly in the money on the trade. It won't make much of a difference. I mean, if I draw it the correct place there, you see, that'll just give you 6 pips and 18 pip profit there. The others is just a break even. So it doesn't really matter what you do there as long as you don't lose money. That's the point. And don't do something stupid here, but it's bouncing off the 1.27. Let's hope we can visit that 1.618, giving us a nice target at the 90 levels. Before we continue, thank you for today's sponsor again, Incasu. When your business needs a reporting platform to improve the quality and speed of making decisions, consider Insight BI, a seamless add-on for reporting and business intelligence. Inside PI is an all-in-one, cloud-based 24/7 reporting solution. For more info, check out the link in the description. Euro Swiss, I gave you the head and shoulders. Yeah, it did retest, gave a bearish engulfing, but that was on a Friday night, almost on the closing bar. That's something I won't take. Friday night, I don't take trades at all. But still, I'm leaving the head and shoulders there, but this is turning into a Fibonacci trade. 61 to 50% level, you can see there, the retracement back there would be the retest. So if I get a retest there, that'll get me an opportunity to short. If you look at the euro in the red zone, Swiss in the green zone, so I want to be short here still. But the head and shoulders doesn't have that big influence anymore. It did play out, yes, definitely. We got the break, we got the retest, the reversal, but the reversal came at a bad time of the week and Friday night, so it's not something I would have entered into. So now I'm waiting for the retest of the neckline or the 50-60% levels, and then I'll take some shorts. In the pound Australian dollar, pound neutral, I'm not worried about that, but Aussie, bottom of the pile, I want to be short in the Aussie. Going long here will give me that right at 61% retracement structure coming in there. This is the area I'm going to look for long. So hopefully I can get on a Monday, nice retracement, test the level, bulls prove themselves on a strong counter reversal, then I'll consider some longs. Then the FTSE, with a pound very strong, that stock market bearish, the trend is down, retracement back to the 50-61% level there, right, the structure there. That's the area I'm going to look for some shorts. But when it gets there, I'm going to look for some strong counter reversals, and then I'll consider some shorts. Nasdaq, nice drop on Friday. On my mentoring group, we had a beautiful target hit on the S&P 500. And yeah, very nice trades. But retracement back to the 61%, right at structure here, you can see there. With a strong dollar, that stock market bearish, I definitely want to look for shorts here. But not from these levels. I would like to see a retracement on a Monday, maybe tomorrow only. But once I get a retest there, strong counter reversal where the bears prove themselves, I'll then look for some shorts. And the New Zealand yen, New Zealand red zone, yen green zone, all the sparkle. I would like to see a retracement going short here. That will give me the New Zealand short and the long on the yen. But I need the retracement. I don't want to do it at support level. So the retracement there, strong counter reversal right at 50-61% level, structure coming in there very nicely. If I get a nice counter reversal there, I'll take some shorts. US yen, going to need quite a deep retracement. They're the same color, but this is sort of a hedge trade because all the others, I want to be long dollar and then short the other currencies. This is the only opportunity I can have a short on the US, but a long on the yen. So being long dollar everywhere, this is a good hedge trade for that matter. Because you are selling short a strong currency, but you're selling it short against a very strong currency, right? Which is the yen at this stage. It's got all the sparkle. So if it retraces back there between 50 and 61%, that structure coming in there, I'll then look for some shorts on counter reversals. US CAT, you can see US green zone, CAT neutral after that, after the dollar long here, retracement. You can see here it's almost like a double bottom, but irregular, very irregular. But a nice strong break of that structure there. The retracement back to 50% comes right back into the structure level there. So if I get a counter reversal here, once I see the bulls take control of the market here on a nice solid counter reversal, brand new trend, I'll then consider some longs. But guys, trading isn't just about my insights. Please fill up the comments below this video. You can support this channel by checking out all the links in the description. Thank you for joining me today on this trading journey. Remember that trading carries risk, so don't forget to trade responsibly and never trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Can't wait to see my next video. Until then, trade well.